Hey gamers, welcome back to the channel. Today in DC Dark Legion, we're going to be taking a look at my Legacy Piece Gearing Guide. The first video I put out was a couple months ago. It needs to be updated because there's been 4 new characters that have joined the roster. Since then, we've got Nightwing, Starfire, Hawkgirl, and Martian Manhunter. So we're going to go through which Legacy pieces are going to best complement their kit and make them the most effective. So let's get into it. All right, and welcome back. Let's go ahead and get into this. So let's talk about what we're going to go through. We're going to go through the 4 newest heroes. So we've got Nightwing, Starfire, Hawkgirl, and Martian Manhunter. Very cool there. Every single one of them comes with their own Mythic plus Legacy piece, so we'll talk about that. If you want the spreadsheet, so once we're done, I'll show you the spreadsheet. If you want that, I will have a snapshot of that on my Discord, so you can head over there and grab it. Also, Cope has been working on some infographics where we break everybody out by role, and they look really good, so I'll probably share a few over there to get some feedback from you all. All right, so let's talk about this. We got 4 new heroes. Let's talk about Hawkgirl first. I think she was the next one in line, right? So every single one of them comes with their own Mythic Legacy piece, right? Their Mythic Plus Legacy piece. So let's go ahead, pop over into the store here really quick. Now, this here, when we talk about the Mythic Plus Legacy pieces, I think just in general, you want all of your heroes to have the weapons that go with them. But because Magic Eyes take so long to build up, and these are so expensive, you're going to want to prioritize which weapons you get. For Hawkgirl, I don't think you should prioritize her weapon. There's some really good alternatives we're going to talk about here in just a second. But if we do take a look at her weapon here, it's all about attack and crit damage. This leans more towards her warrior side, right? We know, just kind of playing around with her, we feel that she should be more a guardian. So there's a couple different builds you can do. You can build more towards warrior, which does a little bit more damage, or you can build and lean in more towards the guardian side of her, which I feel is probably the better route with her specifically, because her damage, stacking her up with damage, she just doesn't do a ton of it, but she can withstand quite a bit of damage. So with this, her mace, she's got some attack and some crit damage, some AoE damage, which is nice, increasing her AoE damage, as well as increasing attack. Also, at the start of battle, increase HP. If she drops below 50% for the first time in game, she gains a shield. That's for the first time, right? There's a good weapon, I think, which probably would be a better alternative than this mace right now. So that's what we have for her mace. If we're going to go talk about weapons that I feel are probably the best for her, let's talk about the Amazonian shield. I think that's probably best if you're going to lean in towards her guardian side, right? You got HP, you got defense, you got crit damage resist, so that's going to really help with her keeping the team up. You got some increased defense here, as well as some spiritual damage defense, which is your man here. Also, you've got this gains a shield equal to 5% of max HP at 5 stacks. That is great. So she's got that shield, not just a one-time thing, but she's got this shield, which I think is absolutely awesome. So I think this works well if you're going to lean in, like I said, into her guardian side. If you're going to lean more into her warrior side, it would be the duplication mirror, because you've got HP, you've got attack, you've got the dodge. With her being on that front line, you want her to do some dodge. You also have some attack increase as well as some damage reduction here. So as far as mythic pieces go, I think those are good alternatives. I personally would go towards the Amazonian alloy shield, but you probably have that on Wonder Woman, which I think is probably a better move. So if we talk about the legendary gear, right? So not the mythic legacy pieces, but we're talking about the legendary pieces, more towards leaning in again to her guardian side. Improved fear gas I think is good because you got HP and you got some defense and dodge here as well. If you do want to lean in on the warrior side for some more damage, then you can go not so huge hammer, which has some attack and some crit damage, or the explosive javelin, which has a crit rate increase as well as some HP there. So I would go more towards the improved fear gas vial. And then when we take a look at these epic pieces here, you probably have a good number of legendary pieces here. But if you're going to go here, lean in towards her guardian side would be the HP, and warrior side would really be more towards this ribbed umbrella here. So she can kind of go either way there. I would tend to lean again more towards her guardian side. All right, so let's talk about, after her was what? After her was Nightwing. So let's go talk about Nightwing here. I like him. I do like his weapon. He's got some good alternatives as well. I do not have it. I've prioritized Constantine's weapon first, and then Starfire's weapon second. Third weapon I get will probably be Sinestro's. So let me go to the store. Let's take a look at his weapon here. It is this right here. So we got these charged Eskrima sticks. So increases attack, gains physical penetration, which is great because he's a physical damage dealer. Let's see. When dealing damage with the ultimate or the follow-up strike, if Nightwing crit is above 100%. So I think that's really what you want to lean into is the crit rate of his kit. Every additional 1% grants more physical penetration, which is great. And then you got this increase of crit damage amp as well. So I think that's awesome. Let's take a look at his alternatives here. For him specifically, we've got two. I put on the Tectonic Disruptor. We've got some attack and some crit damage. It leans into that. You have a nice crit rate increase as well, which leans into his kit. His ultimate casting has a 50% chance to inflict severe wounds. You're probably using him in PvP. That's where severe wounds is really going to come into play because it reduces healing received by your enemy. So I think this is nice for him. The other one, if you wanted to go another route, would be the T-Spheres. This right here, which does give attack and crit damage. It does give crit rate as well, but it also increases crit rate damage, right? So increases crit rate by 8% upon casting the ultimate, gains a crit damage boost. Either one would be good. But you're probably using him in Brawl, and I think Tectonic Disruptor would probably be better. If we are going to talk about legendary weapons here, Gas Derringer, you got attack and crit damage there. I think that's probably the best one. And then as far as your these epic ones, this is the best one here, attack and crit rate. So those are the weapons I would choose for him. He is a fantastic damage dealer, does quite a bit of damage, especially if you lean into that crit rate, that crit damage boost, especially in his force. You can see I leaned in here on his physical penetration as well as his crit damage increase. So lean into that. He's going to do quite a bit of damage for you. All right, next is going to be Martian Manhunter. I don't have his weapon. I know Quantum has his weapon, and Quantum loves his weapon. So let's go ahead. House of Secrets. It is this right here. So HP, Spiritual Amp, all great. Every time an enemy casts a skill or their ultimate, Martian Manhunter restores HP. Quantum and I were talking about this the other day, and this guy is a mean tank. Again, I think for a warrior, he scales very well. He scales much better than Hawkgirl. We've talked about that before as far as survivability and damage. But this right here with self-healing, it just puts him on another level, I think. And then every time an ally casts their ultimate, the wearer's attack and physical defense are permanently increased by 8%, stacks up, stacking up to 40%. That is a great weapon for him. Now, if you don't have that, there are some good alternatives. So let's go ahead, jump into here. I like this one here. The thing about Martian Manhunter and the Outsiders is there's a lot of bonuses towards energy gain. The more that you can get them to launch their ultimates, the more helpful they're going to be. So gear effects for here, we've got HP. I think Gabriel Horn is great because you got HP boost, you got energy gain bonus, which is awesome. Also increases HP by 10%, so that's going to help him being on that front line. And at the start of battle, increases all allies' attack by 12%. So he's going to give a buff to his entire team. I think this is a great alternative for him. I really don't have another suggestion for Mythic. I mean, we could take a look at the Amazonian Shield and the Duplication Mirror, but they're going to be better on other heroes, in my opinion. Now, if we take a look at Legendaries, it's going to be the improved Fear Gas Vial, because, again, the defense and everything for him, right? He's on the front line. He's going to want to, you're going to want to help with his survivability, so improved Fear Gas is going to be good there. And then the Madoran Sonic Boom for the epic piece because of the HP. So that's where I would lean in with him. Very curious on your thoughts on any one of these. On any one of these characters, leave me some comments. Leave me some suggestions in the comment section below. Tell me what you think. Who are you equipping these heroes with? And if your opinion differs from mine, let me know too, because I like learning from other people, and everybody who reads the comments is going to benefit. All right, now the next one, Starfire. Oh, I love this girl. All right, so I do have her weapon, so I don't need to go to the store. I did specifically go purchase her weapon because I like what it does. Look at this. We have attack. We have energy gain bonus. Again, an outsider. Energy gain bonus is huge for this team, I feel. Allies excluding Starfire within her ultimate range gain an attack bonus, so she's going to improve attack. Upon casting the ultimate, Starfire gains 1 stack of 5% attack up, stacking up 4 times, so she's going to get some attack up as well. Astral Blaze here is amazing. Increases attack. Upon casting the ultimate, allies within 12 meters restore HP equal to 25% of the wearer's attack, plus 8% of the target's lost HP. That is huge. When I put this on her, I've said this a million times in a bunch of other videos, but if you haven't seen those, she was in the mid 600,000s to a million. Now she's doing like between 2 and 3 million healing. She's out healing everybody right now except for Mara. I got to do some more testing there, but except for Mara right now. She is out healing Raven, and she's out healing Ivy. When it comes to damage, she was doing some great damage as well. We boosted her damage around the 2 million range also. So she scales pretty well. I do like this. If you're going to build Starfire, I feel that this is a must. You have to have this weapon because it really puts her on another level like I was talking about. So let's talk about options. If you don't have Starfire's Star Bolts, the next best thing, in my opinion, is going to be the Purple Ray Radiation. You got some HP, you got some energy gain bonus again. So again, leaning into that, right? Also increasing healing effect, which I think is good because that's what you're going to use her for. You need her for her healing. You also need her for her damage reduction. She also has that attack boost, which I think is great. If we're going to go talk about legendaries, it's going to be Cocoon Gun. You've got attack, healing up, and HP, so that's going to help out. And then as far as the epic pieces go, it would be the attack and the healing up. So those are the 4 newest members of the roster. Let's switch on over to the Excel doc. All right, here we go. So here is the spreadsheet, the handy dandy Excel document. The highlighted rows are the newest heroes that we just went over. I'll take a screenshot of this and put it on over in my Discord in the infographs section. The ranking here, the tier list ranking here is not completely up to date. I will update that before I put it on my Discord so that it matches my most recent tier list. However, Hawkgirl, Martian Manhunter, and Nightwing are where I have them on the most recent tier list. Starfire at A+, that's my prediction. So we'll see where I end up putting her in the next tier list. I really feel she's a solid A+, possibly even S. So we'll see where she lands there. All right, everybody, that is what I had for you. Very interested in your thoughts. As always, I want to thank you all for taking the time to watch the video. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button and share your thoughts and questions in the comment section below. Take care, everybody, and we'll talk to you next time.